it's not for me, I don't know what it is. I have no problem with rejection to a degree. I've no problem, no people saying no. I never didn't believe in the product. I never didn't believe in the service, and I never didn't believe in myself. So I knew that this was an amazing thing. It was just about promoting it and getting it out there and getting people to understand it. And look, the likes of Peter Attia and Paddy Barrett and the growth of health and well-being and COVID, believe it or not, was probably a bit of a positive thing where people came out running and became a bit more in it. And it's just been year on year on year, there's been growth, and it's not stopping. But to answer the question, it was tough. Don't get me wrong, the first 5 years were tough. But as I said, I believed in it from the get-go. And once I believe in it, and I'm a massively driven and I'm extremely confident in my own ability to deliver the best possible service there is out there in this area of performance and well-being, that it was only a matter of time before it worked. And if I kept throwing shit at the wall, I knew it would stick. And I kept turning up and I kept getting out there. And I have some really, really good athletes, like you said, the likes of Mickey Fox and people now that swear by what we do. But look, there's lots of people that don't swear by what we do, and that's fine. So there's many different ways to skin a cat, and the way I do it is very successful when applied correctly.
For a lot of people listening, we hear the phrases and we think we know because Garmin has the little register that says your VO2 max is excellent, and and we hear about zones and we hear about lactate thresholds, we hear about all of these things. What are the basic fundamentals that someone listening to this needs to know about where they are now, what we're looking for, and what that can do for you? What are the baseline fundamentals that people need to know?
I think that the point about wearables, like your watch has no clue about your VO2. Your watch has no clue of your zones. Your watch, and a lot of times people speak about heart rate training that it doesn't work, or there's no point in doing a VO2 test. The people that make these statements or don't understand the application of it. So VO2 stands for volume of oxygen, but it's volume of oxygen consumed in milliliters per kilogram of body mass averaged over a minute. So if your watch is not connected to your lungs, which it isn't, it has no real clue of working out your VO2 max. The VO2 as a number isn't going to guarantee performance in any way, shape, or form. It is going to highlight potential. It is going to tell us many different things about the way you train, many different things about how we need to train. But what I love about the VO2, it's what's in the VO2. It's not just a VO2 number. So people will speak about VO2 not going to help you get better, which is a statement that I would agree on. Not knowing your VO2 is not going to make you a better athlete, but knowing what's under the hood is going to make you a better athlete. So contained within a VO2 test is going to be a VO2 max. We'll look at your heart rate elevation. We'll look at your heart rate recovery. We'll look at your training zones, your thresholds, your caloric expenditure, your fueling type, your breathing patterns. So all of a sudden, this VO2 test is now a complete breakdown of what's going on under the hood. So we can physiologically say, okay, you need to work this way, you need to work that way, you're not fueling adequately, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, or this is how you need to go for the next 12 or 16 weeks. And that's all based off a VO2 test. So I don't think there's a right or wrong answer to say you have to know this information. Knowing the information is undoubtedly, unquestionably, and can't be argued that it is going to give you a much better specific way to train. And what I try and do within the company is to highlight the fact that you, me, Sean, we're all different people. We all have different physiological strengths or weaknesses, and we should all train to that way. And when we work with our body, we get better results.
So with that, we always see an image in my head of a super duper athlete, shredded wheat on a treadmill, hooked up to everything, Rocky version. And I think I'm not fit enough to get on that treadmill. This test will be over in about 30 seconds. Is that true? Like, should people, because that's probably a scary factor for people, or is that the wrong way of thinking about it? Is this a good foundational test to go, this is where you are now? Let's try this for a while.